review, I would like you to recall about how you constructed a speech. All of us already finished delivering presentations last week. So that's why this session is a way to help you refresh how you reach the place of standing right in front of the class, next to the computer podium, delivering a speech, how you make it. So, and also I would like you to get familiar with the procedure or all the process that we've gone through, which probably gonna benefit the future of your study or your work when it comes to delivering a speech. So we're gonna work on how to construct a speech. And next, do you remember everyone? This is what we have done in class. It starts here. This is the preparation for a speech. Everything starts with understanding your audience. So we started with analyzing the audience. Then we move on to set the topic. So do you remember Scofield? Can you please come here? Do you remember when we worked on the presentation project? Then I actually asked everybody about the audience. What was the audience, or who was the audience that you talked to in class?
My class.
Yes, actually we did it in class. So actually all of us talked to the class, your classmates inside within this classroom. Thank you, Scofield. Please say hi. Don't be so stiff. Okay. But anyway, first off, we analyze the audience. Of course, we are within this classroom setting. Our audience is your classmates. And next, we're to set the topic. So you have to think. Where to think? What interests your audience? What interests your classmates? They will make them stay in tune with your speech. Make them stay focused or attentive while you're talking. So that's why we have to figure it out within the classroom setting and related to some materials that we have discussed in class. So for each talk, for each speech, after you analyze the audience, you need to think about what the audience wants. So for this class, they are your classmates and they want something related to the book. We talk about cultural difference, we talk about comparison, we talk about the similarity and differences of different cultures. So that's why we have to figure out an interesting topic. So there comes the topic. Bill, can you please fill us in with the topic that we finally decided to work on? Come on, you have to come on, get closer. Look.
Yeah. The topic is cultural difference. And we set a one-day trip to foreign students.
Yeah, actually the topic is about cultural difference. So we finally thumbed down the topic for your presentation into designing a one-day trip for foreign students, which probably gonna interest our classmates. Everybody will be interested in knowing more about how to entertain a foreign visitor. Right? So, thank you, Bill. Okay. Then, after we're done, upon this stage, we are very clear in our mind about what we are going to focus on working on. Then, we have to get further. We need to explore. We need to gather data. We have to run research to support our topic, to enrich our talk. So after you've set the topic, there's one thing you cannot leave aside. You have to put all your strength. You have to get ready to collect as much information as you can. Okay, so that's why, to fulfill the classroom setting, to fulfill our project of designing a one-day trip for foreign students, how do we gather data? How do we gather data? Come on here, Billy. How do we gather data?
We gather data. The first one is make a questionnaire and then interview foreign students.
Very good. We make questionnaires and we run some field ups. Okay, we run some field operations, field ups. Sounds like you're a spy. Okay, to collect some information. Okay. good. Alright, thank you. Good. Alright, can you move down? Well, I have to pause it here first, alright, because I would like you to take a look at here. This is what I applied, what I asked to get my students to interact with me in class. I asked them, when I invited my students to analyze the audience, I asked them, what do your classmates need to know if they need to entertain a foreign friend or a foreign friend? And, well, of course, we need to know the similarities, the differences between the foreign friend country and Taiwan. And we also need to know what your foreign friends interested in about Taiwan. So this is how I invited my students to analyze their audience. Okay, then let's go down. Okay, then this is how we all agreed on setting the topic on a one-day trip for a foreign friend, which we believe they could be interesting to both us, the students inside this classroom, and the interviewee, the foreign friend or friends we are going to interview in the next one. Alright, remember, after we set the topic, we have to enrich our speech with a lot of data or research informational findings. That's why earlier Billy just filled us in with how we gather information. First of all, design a questionnaire, and actually don't forget, I reminded my students when we're designing a questionnaire, because there are people, interviewees involved. So that's why to understand the background information of the interviewee, the foreigner. And after that, they come up with several questions, and to facilitate, to help my students with coming out the right questions. So that's why I put out the categories for the questions they might be able to explore. So there are several categories I put out, and I did then do the categories over here, and I tried to lead them to develop whatever interesting category they would like to work on. But they pick up one or two or a couple of the categories out of the list. We have something related to marriage, about seeing the difference of the marriage system in Taiwan and the native country of the foreigner. We have safety and crime, entertainment, food, technology, religion, sports, public transportation, history, and culture. Okay. Alright, then after we talked about, can we go back? Sorry. Okay, I forgot to mention about it. The first set of 5 questions is about the foreigners' native country in terms of the categories of students' choice. And let's go down to the next one. And the second set of 5 questions are about the same kind of categories, but it is about what the foreigner would like to know about Taiwan. Actually, they set the fundamental for us to develop a one-day trip to fulfill their need. Okay, then next. Okay, after that, they are set out free to spot, to discover anyone that comes from another country and to invite them to join such a project. And they did an awesome job, actually. Okay, next. Okay, then remember while I was introducing the flowchart for how to construct a speech, then I ended here. Don't forget. Well, after we gather all the information, the data, what makes the brain is the most important determinant effort that you had to make into your work is to analyze a whole bunch of findings and data. Whatever you're gonna analyze, don't forget, you always try to make your findings, your data, research information into 3 pieces of information. If we're talking about communication, in terms of verbal communication, whatever we mention can never exceed 3 items, because people's memory can actually hold max 3 items of information you're trying to express. So that's why I kept on telling my students, please analyze your data into 3 things they desire to see in Taiwan. Then after that, you're gonna design your one-day trip centering on the 3 things. Okay, then next. So that's why this is a sample results of data analysis. Remember, but Rex, can you come here? Let's talk about something. Do you remember the questionnaire question that you ask your interviewee about what they would like to know about Taiwan? What did you ask? What did you say to them?
I asked, have you heard about 大家妈祖 activity in Taiwan?
Okay. Then, has your interviewee heard about that?
He answered he was Catholic,
He was a Catholic, but
he interested in
has he heard about that?
yes.
He has heard about that. But even though he is a Catholic, he's still interested in knowing some cultural, religious activity in Taiwan, right? Okay, very good. So that's why this is what you've done, right? So that's why after they collect a lot of dialogues, the interactions between them and the foreign students, actually how many people have you interviewed? They interviewed 2 people. Alright, they come out with Rex, thank you. They come out with probably religious activity was on top of the list of their interest. So that's why they decided they have to introduce a one-day trip covering a temple visit. And what else? You mean what else? You means, a group member of Rex, they work together to deliver this project. What else have you found? Food, right?
Right.
Food. And any particular food was your foreign friend interested in?
Sticky tofu
Stinky tofu and anything else?
and Yu Wei.
Lu Wei.
Right.
Okay, anything else?
Mm,
Or your friend is open to all kinds of special or fancy things you can introduce to him or her? Your friend is open to all kinds of things that you would like to tell her
yeah.
or tell him.
Right.
Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you. So that's why, aside from religion, visit to the temple, they also they have to highlight stinky tofu. This is on the top list of food they really want to taste, but aside from it, they're interested in some other kind of food. So a night-mark visit is something that must include on their one-day trip itinerary. Okay, then let's go down. Alright, do you remember earlier I talked about when we analyze data, we sort of put information in 3 items. So that's why earlier, remember, they put into 3 pieces of information: the temple visit, stinky tofu, the most wanted food to taste, and night market, which gonna give them a lot of different varieties of different Taiwanese food. And aside from that, don't forget, sometimes when we compare anything, any differences, a comparison table works awesomely. Alright, it gives you right the information right to the center, it's right to the point. So that's why this is a very wonderful comparison table done by Alan. Alan, can you please come here and show us about, apparently this is a comparison table you made for food, right? Okay, so we can know that food probably gathers the greatest information or attention out of people. So look at here. So I can tell you interview 2 people. Where are they from?
I interviewed the student who's from India and no one is from Italy.
Italy, right? Okay. Then I can tell. Then do you remember what is the specialty food in India?
So, curry,
And what is Italian food known for?
pasta, and pizza.
Yes. So actually, how about Taiwan? Rice, noodles, or snacks, or stinky tofu, or some snacks available in the night market. Okay, good. So that's why they want to know about Taiwan seafood, stinky tofu, beef noodles. Okay, those are Taiwanese specialty food. And they would like to eat around Kaohsiung Arena, the shopping mall. And there is a restaurant near this school. And this is also, I really love this. You even point out the difference of the food of these two countries. What makes these two countries what makes the food of these two countries different? Indian people like to use a lot of, and Italian people really care about the way to cook, right? So this is a great comparison table done by Alan and Alan's group. Thank you, Alan. Okay, this also serves a nice attention enhancer because the audience will definitely lay their eye on your visual. This is a nice comparison table. They also hold all the information I like to talk about. Okay, so that's why you cannot leave out diagrams. Okay, this is a comparison. Of course, diagrams has a lot of varieties: a line chart, bar chart, and a line chart, bar chart, a pie chart, or even pictogram. But this is a comparison table. Next, please. Okay, then and I need to go back to the first page. Okay, now let's go back to the flow chart. Remember, we ended here, analyze your data. Okay, we're done with 3 pieces of information. Then after that, we're gonna conclude. How to conclude your speech? You conclude it by serving the topic. It means you're going to come out with a one-day trip. Okay, so let's go to come up with a one-day trip. Go up, up, down, 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 down. Yes. So this is how you design your one-day trip. You need to know the date, the location, itinerary. And don't forget, for each statement, these are your statements. Each statement has to come with supportive information. You need to have reasonable argument to support your statement. Okay, then next. Alright, this is the wonderful one-day trip. Remember, earlier Rex and Yomi have shown us the foreigners they have interviewed actually are particularly interested in temple and food. So that's why they introduced a one-day trip to Qiji. Okay, then they're gonna visit the Machu temple and the night market. Aside from, in addition to the temple and the night market, actually Qiji is very rich in natural scenery. It also has a very wonderful show museum, which could give the foreigner interviewee or the exchange student a little bit feeling about a different country. There's a feeling of exotic country. Okay, then next. Alright then, remember I talked about visuals, something to grab the attention of the audience. Pictures work very well. You can see there's a temple, there's a lighthouse, and there's a natural scenery. There is probably the historical Qiho Fort. So it's a historical building, and there is the Town of Stars. Am I right? So Qiji is a place rich in natural scenery and historical relics, and also religious activities. So that is a wonderful place. The best place, optimal site for a one-day trip in this neighborhood. And the next one. Okay, remember we've done the itinerary, the one-day trip. We have to conclude it. This is actually to wrap up your presentation. So you need to think about what your foreign friend gonna learn from your one-day trip, or what your classmates gonna feel from your one-day trip, right? And remember, even though we talked about relation, but we still have more focuses on food and night market. So that's why, hey, let's go. A lot of times, next. No, when you finish all the talk, probably did one wonderful picture with one nice ending sentence, serve a very great ending. That's your wrap up. So, well, after we talked about the one-day trip, including the scenery, the temple activities, and the food, this is the last page for the presentation. Well, everyone loves food. No one can resist the temptation of food. So whenever you explore whenever you explore a foreign country, or whenever you entertain a foreigner, don't forget food poverty is something. Food poverty is the magical topic that can initiate a friendship. Okay, they can demonstrate your hospitality too. Okay, then next. Alright, actually I've done already. I've done with all the process that how we have made the presentation in front of everybody. Okay, everybody really spoke out. Okay, then this is appendices. It means I would like to share with everybody. Actually, I come up with some speech guideline to help my students to jot down their lines of speech, to help them to write out their script for their speech. So look, the first part is actually I put it to first. They need to introduce the objective, it means the one-day trip. And the second part, need to outline the interview result. They need to talk about, how they gathered information, the data. In next. And the third part is about the analysis of the data. So that's why I have to talk about the background of the foreigner. They need to put our comparison table, and they have to center their arguments, their points on the three pieces of information they've analyzed from the data they have collected. And the last one, this is actually the subject, the topic, introduce the one-day trip based on the interest, the three most desirable things of the interviewee. Then in the end, concluded with a very bravo or eye-catching picture and a magical term or a magical sentence. That is it. Okay, bye-bye.